When we look back at the Harry Potter franchise, some of our favorite characters are those that stood at the front of the class. Even examining our own lives, we all have at least one professor that made an impact on us, whether it was for better or worse. In this video, I'll be talking about who each professor is that we have seen so far, and any information that I can scrape together on each one of them. So let's get right into it and talk nerdy. The Autodesk Vision Series event gave us some really good information on who some of our upcoming professors are. Some information is officially confirmed, and other info is strictly speculation. Starting off with our new Charms professor, Abraham Ronan. You may have seen this over the last few days, but it was officially announced during the Autodesk presentation. Professor Ronan is a Slytherin and seems to be a fun-loving, outgoing personality. I think he will be a positive influence on our character, almost filling the role of someone that we can lean on and ask for advice. I'm interested to see how he acts towards different houses, and if he's nicer towards Slytherins since that's his house. Also, many think he may be the head of Slytherin house. Next is the Potions Professor, and I thought it was locked in that this was Phineas Nigellus Black, but we have new information saying it might not be Professor Black. We see a scene labeled Potions Intro Part 1, A. Professor Sharp. This scene right here looks like an intro, and that would lead me to believe that this professor is Professor Sharp. Now, this could be saying that the professor is dressed sharply rather than the name of the character being Professor Sharp, but in my opinion, that's a bit of a stretch based on the other information that we have for the other characters. What we have seen so far of this character draws comparisons to Professor Snape, but I don't think he will play that exact role. I could see this character actually being evil or leaning towards helping the villains in this game. If this Potions Professor isn't Phineas Nigellus Black, then who is? My best guess is that Professor Black, who we know to be in the game based on the robe selection sharing his name, is the headmaster. We see the nice clip of a man standing next to you while you are getting sorted, and I think this character is Phineas Nigellus Black rather than the Potions Professor. The timeline for him being the headmaster would make sense since he was alive during this time and is known to be a headmaster throughout the lore of Harry Potter. Another sign that this is Phineas Nigellus Black is that the headmaster is usually standing up during the sorting ceremony after their opening speech rather than sitting down with the rest of the professors that we can see behind him. But why would he be called Professor Black if he was the headmaster? Good question. Just think about Dumbledore. That's what Harry and many other characters from that franchise called him, plus he could have been a professor at one point and moved into the headmaster position. Some have thought that the headmaster, or headmistress, would be Eupraxia Mole, but I'm leaning toward that being this female teacher right here. I think this was first guessed by James over at Expecto Go, but I'm not 100% sure on that. The next new character is Professor Hecat, or Hecat, which will be our new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. Similarly to Professor Sharp, we see a scene name called DADA Duel to Professor Hecat. There were at least 2 duel scenes from the state of play in the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom, and this one right here has the professor saving a character. This looks to be Professor Hecat. She seems strong, firm, and also fair from the short clips that we have seen of her. I can't wait to see how she will actually be once the game comes out. Getting into some speculation, in this scene here, we see the name Weasley in the top left corner above the character that is talking to your main character. Her outfit draws resemblance to the female character that is putting the sorting hat on your head during this scene. Her hair, scarf, and outfit look almost identical. I think this may be either the Transfiguration teacher or possibly just the librarian. While Peeves is getting yelled at in this scene, we see a similar woman, even though their hair is different. It's pretty close. They also seem to be in the library, which is why I would lean towards her being a librarian type figure. The last teacher I'll talk about is the herbology professor. In this scene, she welcomes the main character to her classroom, calling him another rose in her garden. Much like Professor Sprout, I think she will have a clever name like Professor Rosemary Bloom. Shout out Emma Harrison for giving me that name in my comment section on another video. I know that we will have other professors in this game, including one for the flying lessons, which may be this woman flying towards the screen, but we just don't have any other information other than who we see sitting at this table during the sorting ceremony. I will say, it would be interesting if we had a centaur divination professor after them showing the North Tower ladder. How would they even get up there? At least when Ferenzi was the divination professor, they made him a new classroom. Anyway, I want to hear from you. What do you think of all these Hogwarts Legacy professors? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoy my content, please like the video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to help me reach my next goal of 1,000 subscribers. Stay connected with me outside of YouTube and follow me on Twitter at @nightly_nerd. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.